Programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Office of the Governor of Pampanga, Provincial Government of Pampanga, DepEd Division of Schools of Pampanga, at CLTV 36.
Kagalingan, karangalan, kausayan, Batang Kapampangan, Super K. Bagong kaalaman, bagong malaan, eskwela sa tahanan, bagong kabihas na. Super K, dahil eskwela para sa kinabukasan. Super K, Super K, karunungan at kabutihang asal, kagalingan, karangalan, kausayan, Batang Kapampangan, Super K.
Greeting for the New Year, Super K Teens! Welcome to the second episode of the Health Optimizing Physical Education for Grades 11 and 12 for the second quarter. New adventures are around the corner as we continue our hope journey towards fitness and wellness. I am Teacher Ador Peñalayo, a hope teacher from Santo Tomas National High School, and I will be one of your mentors for this episode. Do you still remember our discussion last week? Can we have a recap? Let me state some situations and then answer the question that follows. You are given 5 seconds to identify the correct answer. Prepare your notebook and pen and write your answer in your activity notebook. Shall we start? Question number 1. In terms of goals, what does the acronym SMART stands for? A. Short, measurable, attainable, result-focused, tedious. B. Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, time-bound. C. Specific, meaningful, applicable, realistic, trademark. And D. Specific, mediocre, achievable, readiness level, and tedious. Question number 2. Which of these goals is specific? A. Gilbert will improve his cardiorespiratory endurance. B. Gilbert will join his family in a workout. C. Gilbert will perform 25 push-ups after 2 weeks in a muscles endurance training. And D. Gilbert will jog to increase his cardiorespiratory endurance. Question number 3. Which term in the SMART goals allow you to determine if you have reached your goal? A. Specific, B. Attainable, C. Time-bound, and D. Realistic. Question number 4. Which of the following time frames best describe a short-term goal? A. In 2 weeks' time, B. After 6 months, C. After a year, and D. Anytime. And the last question. If Gilbert needs to run for 50 minutes every day for 7 days, what does he need to improve to achieve a better cardiorespiratory endurance? A. Frequency, B. Time, C. Intensity, and D. Time. Are you ready to see the answers? Okay, let's have question number 1. SMART goals stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, time-bound. And so, the answer is letter B. For question number 2, the correct answer is letter C. Gilbert will perform 25 push-ups after 2 weeks of muscle endurance training. It was indicated that Gilbert will perform 25 push-ups in a specific time frame, which is 2 weeks. Now, let's answer question number 3. The term for a SMART goal that allows you to determine if you have reached our goal is letter C, time-bound. Let's proceed with the answers to question number 4. The answer is letter A, in 2 weeks. And for the last item, let me give you the correct answers. It's letter C, intensity. Gilbert needs to increase the intensity of his cardio workout to achieve his target goal, that is improved cardiorespiratory endurance. Well done, our dear students! Bet you are already organized your home-based family workout. Have you tried doing some activity with your family? Was it fun? Ready to try another activity? During your junior high school days, you were exposed to different dance performances, right? Dancing is indeed enjoyable and it allows you to gain friends and improve your well-being. In this episode, let's continue our home explorations by digging deeper into the nature of street dance and hip-hop and how these types of dance can be used as an option and as one of the physical activities which you can include in your fitness plan. Join Teacher Jennifer Cudal from Guillermo D. Mendoza High School in Guagua, Teacher Justin P. Santos from Diosdado Macapagal High School in Mexico, together with Teacher Mauro Galibo and Teacher Melvin Devero in their discussion of understanding hip-hop dance for fitness.
Hello, Super K teens! Are you fond of dancing at home or in any place through the rhythm and groove of hip-hop sounds? How do you feel dancing hip-hop? Do you find it more interesting and powerful compared to other forms of dances? I am Teacher Jen with my partner Teacher Justin, and we will be discussing the hip-hop dance as an option of an aerobic activity that we can include in our fitness workouts.
I agree, Teacher Jen. Hello, Super K teens! I am Teacher Justine, and I am one of your mentors in this episode. Hip-hop dance is a fun and effective way to burn calories and get your heart pumping. This high-impact cardio workout engages the entire body and helps build muscle tone. If we will incorporate hip-hop dance in our exercise routine, we may experience an increase in our energy level and improvement in our overall physical fitness. In today's activity, we will be focusing on the following competencies. 1. Engages in moderate to vigorous physical activities for at least 60 minutes most of the days of the week in a variety of settings in and out of the school. 2. Participates in an organized event that addresses health and fitness issues and concerns.
Here are our objectives for today's lesson. 1. Learn the different dance styles of street dance of a certain locality. 2. Show enthusiasm in learning the dance by examining street dance performance. And 3. Apply the FITT or FIT principle in performing a street dance routine included in the fitness plan. Get your pen and notebook and be ready to take down important details. Wear your PE attire or any comfortable clothes for physical activity. Look for the best space to perform and bring out your water for hydration. This episode will be fun and enjoyable, so stay glued to your screen. Get ready to move and groove. After some few reminders, only here at Super K Telescuela.
Batang Kapampangan, Super K.
Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Office of the Governor of Pampanga, Provincial Government of Pampanga, DepEd Division of Schools of Pampanga, at CLTV 36.
Kumukuti-kutita, bumubusi-busila, kay gandang tumira sa Severa. Wala nang hahanapin pa, kompleto na dito, pamaskong hando sa pamilya. Avail the Christmas promo, the new premier unit of Severa Mabalacat and Samira Angeles, with a lot area of 35 square meters and a floor area of 44.4 square meters, with a down payment of 20,000 pesos only. Monthly amortization for as low as 7,915 pesos and 7 centavos. What are you waiting for? Move in after 7 days from Pag-ibig Loan Takeout. The best Christmas gift for your family. Why rent if you can buy your dream home? In Westchester, we build homes for the Filipino family.
Ngayong mabilis at muling kumakalat ang sakit na COVID-19 sa komunidad, hinihikayat ng siyudad San Fernando ang pagkakaroon ng diary ng bawat Fernandino. Ang diary na ito ay maglalaman ng pang-araw-araw na listahan ng iyong mga pinuntahan sa tuwing ikay lalabas ng inyong tahanan. Halimbawa, kung ikaw ay isang empleyado at pumapasok sa isang kumpanya, maaari mong umpisahan sa paglilista ng plate numbers ng mga nasakyang transportasyon, mga nakasalubong at nakausap na kaibigan at kung ilang minuto ang tinagal ng inyong pag-uusap. Mga katrabaho na madalas makausap at makasama. Mga establisimentong pinuntahan at pinagbilhan. Halimbawa, ikaw ay dumaan sa isang parmasya upang bumili ng gamot. Maaari mong isulat sa iyong diary ang pangalan ng parmasyang pinuntahan at kung sino sa staff nito ang iyong nakasalamuha. Panghuli, sa inyong tahanan, ilista ang lahat ng miyembro ng pamilya na iyong kasama. Ang diary na ito ay isang malaking tulong para kung sakaling ikaw ay magpositibo sa sakit na COVID-19, mas mapapabilis at tama ang paghahanap ng mga taong nakasalamuha mo o ang mga tinatawag na close contacts. Sa paraang ito, agarang maaaksyonan ng syudad ang pagdadala sa kanila sa isolation facility at pagsasailalim sa kanila sa swab tests at maiwasan ang pagkalat pa ng virus sa komunidad. Para sa inyo, maaaring hangakbang na ito ay nakakadagdag lamang ng inyong trabaho. Pero para sa medical workers at frontliners na lumalaban sa COVID-19, ito ay isang malaking suporta at tulong. Sa simpleng pagsusulat sa iyong diary, nililigtas mo ang pamilyang Fernandino bukod pa sa iyong sarili. So, please do your part. Keep a diary to stop spread in the community.
Sa panahon ng krisis, napakahalagang tayo ay may akses sa tamang impormasyon. Mula nang itatag ang CLTV 36 noong 2007, ang layunin namin ay ang pagsilbihan ang mga mamamayan ng Central Luzon. Dahil sa pagsusumikap ng CLTV 36 at lahat ng taong bumubuo ng istasyon na ito para makapaghatid ng napapanahong balita at impormasyon, muli tayong kinilala ng mga mag-aaral mula sa Region 3. Maraming salamat po sa Paragala, the Central Luzon Media Awards 2020 at Holy Angel University Communicators League sa pagkilala ninyo sa amin bilang Best Local Television Station sa ika-4 na pagkakataon. Maraming salamat din po sa aming mga kasamahan sa media na araw-araw ding naghahatid ng balita sa publiko sa kabila ng banta ng pandemya. Nakakataba ng puso ang patuloy na pagsuporta at pagtitiwala nyo sa amin sa CLTV 36. Sa ngalan ng kasamahan namin sa media, buong puso pong pinaabot ng CLTV 36 ang pasasalamat sa inyo.
Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Office of the Governor of Pampanga, Provincial Government of Pampanga, DepEd Division of Schools of Pampanga, at CLTV 36.
Mga Superkay!
We are interested in finding out about the kind of physical activities that you do as part of your everyday lives. Are you an active person? A couch potato? Do you meet the daily requirements of physical activities as suggested by the World Health Organization? Let's try the International Physical Activity Questionnaire. Please answer each question even if you do not consider yourself an active person. Think about the activities you do at work, at home, to get you from place to place, and in your spare time for recreation, exercise, or sport.
Think about all the vigorous activities that you have done in the last 7 days. Vigorous physical activities refer to the activities that take hard physical effort and make you breathe much harder than normal. Think only of all the physical activities that you do for at least 10 minutes at a time. Write your answer in your activity notebook. You are given 5 seconds to answer every question. Are you ready? 1. During the last 7 days, for how many days did you do vigorous physical activities like heavy lifting, digging, aerobics, or fast bicycling? If you have no vigorous physical activities, please skip to question number 3. 2. How much time did you usually spend doing vigorous physical activities on one of those days? If you don't know or you're not sure about it, skip question to number 5.
Now think about all the moderate physical activities that you did in the last 7 days. Moderate physical activities refers to activities that take moderate physical effort and make you breathe somehow harder than the normal. Think only about those physical activities that you did for at least 10 minutes at a time. 3. During the last 7 days, for how many days did you do moderate physical activities like carrying light loads, bicycling at a regular pace, or double tennis or badminton? Do not include walking.
Think about the time you spent walking in the last 7 days. This includes at work and home, walking to travel from place to place, and any other walking that you have done solely for recreation, sports, exercise, or leisure. During the last 7 days, on how many days did you walk for at least 10 minutes at a time? If you have no walking experience for the past 7 days, skip to question number 7. 6. How much time do you usually spend walking on one of these days? If you're not sure, well, just check the box of not sure.
The last question is about the time you spent sitting on weekdays during the last 7 days. Include time spent at work, at home, while doing coursework, modules, and during leisure time. These may include time spent sitting at a desk, visiting friends, reading, sitting, or lying down to watch the television or browse the net. 7. During the last 7 days, how much time did you spend sitting on a weekday? Evaluate your responses based on the recommended physical activity guidelines based from the World Health Organization in 2010. Look at this table.
Are you meeting the recommendation in terms of mode, frequency, duration, or time? Did you know that 1 in 10 of the premature deaths every year is caused by physical inactivity? It is almost at the same mortality rate that of smoking. Physical inactivity, as we have discussed previously, may lead to several diseases such as diabetes, heart disease, breast cancer, and even colon cancer. Isn't that alarming? So what are we waiting for? I bet you have started planning and implementing your home-based workout. Time for us to look for activities that will motivate not only you, but even your family members to move, groove, and burn those fats away.
Later, when we return, let's review one of the newest dance genre in the 20th century that immensely attracts the new generation, particularly you, our Super K-teens. Review your most interesting moves as we discover the hip-hop culture that tremendously spread worldwide. See you after a few reminders, Super K-teens, only here at Super K Telescuela.
Batang Kapampangan, Super K.
Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Office of the Governor of Pampanga, Provincial Government of Pampanga, DepEd Division of Schools of Pampanga, at CLTV 36. Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Office of the Governor of Pampanga, Provincial Government of Pampanga, DepEd Division of Schools of Pampanga, at CLTV 36.
Batang Kapampangan, Super K.
According to KRS-One, a rapper and an architect of hip-hop, hip-hop is more than music. Hip-hop is not only the music you listen to, but the way you walk, you talk, dress, and act. Hip-hop is a state of mind. An entire generation, 30 years strong. We are the hip-hop generation. Rap is what we do. Hip-hop is what we live. What is hip-hop? Hip-hop culture is from the African-American group of people who were looking for a creative outlet to vent their frustrations and disappointments with the society. It started with funky beats reverberating at the house or basement parties and the streets of New York. According to Aldridge and Stewart, it has developed as a cultural and artistic phenomenon affecting the youth worldwide as it reflects the social, economic, political, cultural realities and conditions of their lives, speaking to them in a language and manner they understand.
Hip-hop consists of four fundamental characteristics, namely 1. Rapping or MCing, 2. Disc jockeying or DJing, 3. Breakdancing or b-boying, and 4. Graffiti art. What is rapping or MCing? Rapping or MCing is considered as a vocal element. Rap music is the heart of hip-hop in every musical genre. On the other hand, disc jockeying or DJing means scratching or turntable record mixing. Breakdancing or b-boying is an elaborate social dance that came from Latino and African American males in the South Bronx of New York City, circa 1970. According to De France, it started as a form of fighting, a mixture of physically demanding movements which exploited the daredevil prowess of the performers. It was derived from the Brazilian form of martial arts, capoeira. Disguised as a dance, developed as the original movement aspect of rock music when break dancers filled the musical breaks between records mixed by disc jockeys.
The hip-hop culture in the Philippines emerged in the 1980s as a result of the large influx of American musical styles. The arrival of American hip-hop culture led to the introduction of street dance in the country's dance culture. What is street dance in hip-hop culture? Hip-hop is a dance style performed to hip-hop music and usually done in street. It has evolved as a part of hip-hop culture. It started in 1970s and was popular in 1980s by the media exposure of several hip-hop dance groups in America. Hip-hop style is freestyle in nature and may be practiced in either a dance studio or in an open space outdoor. It includes a wide range of styles, primarily breaking, locking, and popping. Other terms that are used in street dance are crew, freestyling, and battles. Hip-hop dance can either be a form of entertainment or a hobby. It can also be a way to stay active in competitive dance and a way to make a living by dancing professionally. The word street dance arrived in the Philippines from the United States during the 1980s, but only gained popularity during the 1990s. According to Di Malanta, the word street dance is a Filipinized version of hip-hop that was specifically used by the Filipino hip-hop dance style. It is only here in the Philippines where the word street dance has been commonly used. Other than just a form of entertainment, street dance competition emerged not only in the Philippines but also worldwide. Dance crews coming from the different places engage in a freestyle dance competitions and meet on street corners of dance floors to battle other groups. According to the France, there were no designated judges in these battles in the real hip-hop culture. The winners are characterized by their virtuosity, style, and wit, which are agreed upon by all the participants of the end of the battle. These days, however, reputable judges are chosen to determine the winners in every street dance competition or battle. One of the pioneers of street dance in the Philippines is Junji Marcelo. He started the first formal street dance class in the Philippines after arriving from the United States in 1991. After 11 years of living in a community dominated by African Americans in Los Angeles, Marcelo brought with him his knowledge of urban dance in the Philippines. Junji Marcelo taught his student Jerome Di Malanta, who was taking up human kinetics in UP Diliman, all the fundamentals of street dance. Di Malanta pushed for street dance as a PE subject in UP Diliman. Eventually, a street dance team was formed and it became the first university with a street dance team. There are various street dance battles held locally across the country. Several groups of all male and all female or a mixture of male and female dancers showcase their street dance skills and compete against each other. Locally, street dance competition may range from small scale to big scale. Skechers Street Dance Battle, a sponsored competition held nationally, is an example of a big-scale competition. On the other hand, competitions held in barangays during social gatherings or special occasions, and even dance competitions held at school are examples of small-scale competitions. Now, let us identify the elements of street dance. Do you have an idea what these elements are? According to the France, street dance can be easily described by these elements: the bounce or recoil, tightening of the body, agility and coordination, and fun. Yes, with these elements, even if a beginner, you can groove and move your body to the hip-hop rhythm. How is bounce or recoil? It is a quick contraction and retraction or vice versa movement with energy and vitality. The body or body parts may move from one direction and quickly change to a different or opposite direction. An example is the rise and fall movements of the shoulders that may be done with a steady pulse or accentuated tightening of the body. The body is controlled with firmness and strength to prepare it for explosives and sudden movements. The body moves in fragmental manner, which echoes the sample layering of hip-hop music. Another element is agility and coordination. Because the body dances a complex array of interlocking rhythms, percussive accents of isolated body parts pop out in an unexpected phrasing, and that break dancers perform elaborated spins, balances, flips, contortions, and freezes. The body must be able to move quickly and smoothly from one position to the other with ease. And the last element is what hip-hop dance is. That is fun. Hip-hop dance is not only exciting, but enjoyable as well. According to the France, hip-hop dance is fun. Fun is an essential element of hip-hop, which offers its dancers kinetic musicality with a bravado that is usually consumed by an immobile audience. Let us recall the 4 elements of hip-hop dancing. Let's start with bounce or recoil, tightening of the body, agility and coordination, and fun. Great job, Super K teens! Remember those 4, and we are ready to proceed in our next segment.
Batang Kapampangan, Super K!
Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Office of the Governor of Pampanga, Provincial Government of Pampanga, DepEd Division of Schools of Pampanga, at CLTV 36.
Designed to get back from any adventure. Every day without fail. Being tough is not enough, so we keep testing. In the pursuit of ultimate toughness and reliability, the new Strata, engineered beyond tough.
Drive your ambition, Mitsubishi Motors.
Ing ama nung tang siswan, yung sabihan, talon tamo yung sarili tamong kapampangan bilang sususo keng katamong amano or language. Ing ama nung siswan tamo yung kapampangan, iba siya ni karang mialiwang languages, pero yung kayong peka origin o peka backbone na, peka basis na, peka template, yapin ing Austronesian. Baila din tang den kasi latin tamong kulitan, yapin tang pre-Hispanic orthography na ning or writing system da rin kapampangan. Kaya niyang bandang 1800s, talagang very prolific nung susulat. Den poeta, lalo na rin ang King Bacolor, niya mayaw siyang Athens of Pampanga in Bacolor.
Sinlag ne ingaldo, ala ng dalumbo, ing sulu
personal advocacy kian pong advocacy nening Center for Kapampangan Studies. Ing buri ko sabihan kareng kalupatang Kapampangan. Sana ma-in love ta, ma-fall in love ta mo, mo itang intellectual na yung luguran o burian. Ma-in love ka talaga, ma-attract ka. Kaya amanong siswan, kasi men kasanting. Yako po yung Rabi Tanting ko ng Center for Kapampangan Studies. Luwidya po yung kaya katamong malago at masanting amanong siswan.
Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Office of the Governor of Pampanga, Provincial Government of Pampanga, DepEd Division of Schools of Pampanga, at CLTV 36.
What are the different dance styles of hip-hop? Hip-hop dance has several styles that comprise of two main categories. 1. Old school and 2. New school. Old school dance styles emerged in the 1970s and 1980s such as breaking, popping, locking. These three terms will be discussed later as we go on with our lesson. New school styles such as house, crumping, street jazz was developed in the mid-1980s to 1990s as hip-hop evolved.
Let us identify the different dance styles in the old school. B-boying is also known as breaking or breakdancing in the first hip-hop dancing that originates from Black and Puerto Rican youth in New York City during the early 1970s. The practitioner is term given by the B-boy or the B-girl who do breakdancing. B-boying and breaking is the original term for breakdance. There are 4 common movements in breaking, namely top rock, down rock, freezes, and power moves. Let's identify the common moves by starting with the top rock. Top rock is a footwork-oriented step performed while standing. Next is down rock. Down rock is footwork performed with both hands and feet on the floor. Another is freeze. Freeze is a stylish pose done by your hands. And lastly, the power moves. Power moves comprise the full body spins and rotations that give the illusion of defying gravity. An example of this move is the windmill, where the dancer spins from his upper back to his chest while twirling his legs around his body in a V shape. There are many variations to this move, such as the nutcrackers and handcuffs. Next is the head spin. The dancer spins on his head, often while wearing a stocking cap or a handkerchief. When the dancer uses his hands to aid in speeding up the spin, it is called tapping. Flare is also a power move considered as an incredibly difficult move borrowed from the gymnastics and resembles the use of the pommel horse but is performed without one. And let's not forget the jackhammer, as one of the power moves performed on the ground, having the dancers balancing on one hand and laying his body on the elbow of the same arm. He then bounces up and down with his hand as he spins around.
What are some other hip-hop dance styles that we may easily execute? These are some simple and basic moves where we as beginners may perform in our dance routine. Popping. Popping was popularized by Samuel Boogaloo or Sam Solomon, together with his crew, the Electric Boogaloos. It is based on the technique of quickly contracting and relaxing muscles to cause a jerk in a dancer's body. Crumping. Crumping is the form of dancing that originated from African American communities of South Central Los Angeles, California. It is reported that gang riots in the United States decreased because of this crumping style. Tutting is a creative way of making geometric shapes, forming the right angle using your body parts. The style was originally practiced by young funk dancers. This dance style was derived from the positions people were drawn in during the days of the ancient Egyptians. Tutting is the greatly respected move of King Tut, aka Mark Benson, who made this style popular. We have shuffling. The Melbourne Shuffle, also known as rocking the shuffle, is a rave and club dance that originated in the late 1980s in the underground rave music scene in Melbourne, Australia. The basic movements of this style are fast heel and toe action with a style suitable for various types of electronic music. Some variants incorporate arm movements. Performers of this style are known as rockers due to their rock music around 1990s. And lastly is the walking. This is an African-American form of street dance that originated in the 1970s as the disco era of the underground clubs in Los Angeles and New York City. Walking is stylized posing with a fast, synchronized arm movement following the beat of the music. It is a very popular element of hip-hop nowadays. Teacher Adore, Teacher Melvin De Vero from Santa Maria National High School, Minalin, Pampanga, and Teacher Mauro Galivo from San Matias National High School, Santo Tomas, Pampanga, will be with us in our next segment. They will demonstrate some basic hip-hop dance combinations that we may use as our springboard in creating our dance. Are you ready for the dance? Are you in your hip-hop mood? Remember that hip-hop is a dance move that encourages freedom of movement and self-expression. So, shake off all those cheers away and move to the music. But first, let me give you the street dance or hip-hop based movements which can be included in the dance fitness routine. We will follow a 16-count phase in performing the movements. This will serve as our warm-up before the dance. Cabbage patch. Lower body moves. Step right foot to the front, count 1. Shift weight to the left, count 2. Step right foot, count 3. Close left to right, count N. And step right foot changing direction, count 4. Let's do it on the other side. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. Lower body moves. Swing arms during rock movement. Count 1, 2. 1, 2. Move arms in circular motion in front as the legs move to change direction. Count 3 and 4. 3 and 4. Do the said movement for 16 counts. Ready? 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reebok. Lower body moves. Make a small jump to the right, count 1. Then jump again to the left, count 2. Make 2 consecutive jumps to the right, count 3, 4. Lower body moves. With left arm bent in the elbow and fist closed. Make a pounding motion with left arm, count 1. Then do it again with the right, count 2. Pound left arm again twice, count 3, 4. Do the said movement for 16 counts. And ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pop rock, B-boy. Lower body moves. Step right foot to the side, count 1. Dig heel, diagonal in front, count 2. Repeat to other side, count 3, 4. 3, 4. Lower body moves. Arms swinging to the front and the back for the whole duration of the technique. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do said movement for 16 counts. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Street walk. Lower body moves. Step right leg in front, count 1. Then stay in the position, count 2. Repeat with the other leg, count 3, 4, 3, 4. Lower body moves. Bend upper body and perform a scooping motion, count 1. Then left body in an upright position and pump shoulders down, count and 2. Repeat to the other side, count 3 and 4, 3 and 4. Do the said movement for 16 counts. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 5. Whoop. Lower body moves. Step right foot to the front while left leg is lifted off the floor. Count 1. Stay 4. Count 2. Step left foot to the back. Count 3. And stay 4. Count 4. Lower body moves. Move arms in circular motion to the left. Count 1, 2. Repeat to the right. Count 3, 4. Do the said movement for 16 counts. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Smurf. Lower body moves. Make a small leap to the right. Count N. Close left to right. Count 1. Stay put for count 2. Repeat to the other side. And 1, 2. Lower body moves. Slow punch with right arm. Count 1, 2. Repeat on the other side. Count 1, 2. And these are our steps. Are you ready to perform these figures with the accompaniment of music? Let's not stop until the cool down is through. Take note of your pacing, your heart rate, and your breathing. And do not forget to drink your water for hydration. Shall we have the music, please? Let's go!
Music make you lose control. Music make you lose control.
That was indeed a topic and tutti fun experiences. Super K-Tips, let's now proceed to the last part of this episode. Teacher Adore will leave an assignment for you to accomplish at home. Your answers will be written in your study notebook. Take note of the following. Number 1. Search and watch a clip or video of a hip-hop dance competition on the internet. If you have no internet, you may find a picture of a hip-hop dance group at home. Answer the following questions. A. What is or are the styles of dance used? B. Identify and list down the dance movements used in the performance. C. Describe the emotions brought about by the dance and describe how you felt while watching the whole dance performance. If your material is a picture, how did you feel while looking at the performers? And number 2, how can you encourage your household to join you to perform some hip-hop dance steps? That ends our second episode for second quarter in Health Optimizing Physical Education for Senior High School. Again, this is Teacher Adore saying, don't quit and stay motivated.
Super K
Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Office of the Governor of Pampanga, Provincial Government of Pampanga, DepEd Division of Schools of Pampanga, at CLTV 36.
Introducing the Ford Everest with 2-liter bi-turbo diesel engine and 10-speed automatic transmission. The new Ford Everest. Extraordinary happens offline.
Mga kids and parents, excited na ba kayo sa inyong teleskwela classes dito sa CLTV 36? Pero nakararanas ba kayo ng problema sa signal? Solusyonan natin yan! Para sa mas malinaw na signal at hassle-free na televised classes, dapat ang antena nyo ay high gain UHF. Siguraduhin nasa mataas sa pwesto sa labas ng inyong bahay ang inyong antena. Mas mataas, mas malakas ang signal. Dapat at least 20 feet ang taas nito above ground o mula sa lupa. Iharap ang inyong antena sa transmitting tower ng CLTV 36 sa Clark Freeport Zone. Siguraduhin walang obstruction o nakaharang na malaking bagay sa pagitan ng inyong antena at sa direksyon ng Clark. Sa gamit na TV set, iscan ang analog signals. Pumunta lang sa settings ng inyong TV, piliin ang options na channels. Mula doon, piliin ang scan, tapos analog. Sa pamamagitan nito, masascan ng inyong TV set ang CLTV 36 at matatanggap ang signal nito. Sa ngayon, hindi pa mapapanood ang CLTV 36 sa mga digital TV box o sa mga TV set na walang analog signal tuner. Pero, mapapanood ninyo ang inyong teleskwela classes dito sa inyong istasyon sa pamamagitan ng siyam na cable partners natin dito sa probinsya. Mapapanood din tayo sa Signal Cable Channel 115. Abot ng CLTV 36 ang 98% ng mga TV households sa Pampanga. Mapapanood nyo rin ang inyong mga klase via CLTV 36 official Facebook page. Mga students, parents at teachers, siguraduhin malinaw ang signal ng CLTV 36 sa inyong mga telebisyon para hindi kayo mahuli sa inyong mga lesson at laging present sa inyong klase. Dito lang yan sa kapartner nyo sa teleskwela, CLTV 36.
Madalas ang ating mga kababayan at karehiyon sa sanlaksang hirap sa kasalukuyan dulot ng COVID-19. Iniinda ng buong sambayanan ng pandemya. Ang bawat isa'y saklot ng pangamba. At isa sa pangamba, lalo na ng mga magulang, ay ang edukasyon ng kanilang mga anak. Dahil sa panganib ng nakamamatay na sakit na COVID-19, ang nakasanayang face-to-face learning ay hindi na muna maaari. Ngunit walang may gustong mahinto sa pag-aaral ng kabataan. Kasama niyo ang CLTV sa hangaring maipagpatuloy ang edukasyon ng kabataan kahit na may pandemya. Salamat sa Provincial Government ng Pampanga, DepEd Division of Schools of Pampanga, Division of Schools of the City of San Fernando, Pampanga, City Government of San Fernando, Pampanga, at ang inyong estasyon, CLTV 36. Hindi na kailangan pumuntang mag-aaral sa eskwelahan. Ang eskwelahan na ang pupunta sa inyong tahanan. Sa pamamagitan ng CLTV 36, Teleskwela. Mapapanood mula Lunes hanggang Linggo, umaga hanggang gabi, mula kinder hanggang sekundarya. Kasama niyo kami. Hindi tayo magpapagapi sa pandemya. Hindi kailangang tumigil sa paghubog ng ating mga kabataan pagkat sila ang pag-asa ng ating bayan.
Sa bawat araw na darating, panibagong laban ang haharapin. May kaakibat na dasal para patuloy kaming gabayan na muling masilayan ang bukas na walang katiyakan. Kami ang mga nakaputi at asul na Pilipinong manggagawa ng kalusugan. Determinadong magsilbi at magbigay lunas sa kahit sino man ang nangangailangan. Karamay ninyo sa kasalukuyang pandemya dahil kami ay tinuguri ang mga frontliners ng bayan. Pansamantalang napalayo sa mga yakap at halik ng aming mga mahal sa buhay. Pilit iniinda ang lungkot at bighati ng dahil sa sinumpaang pag-aalay. Kahit ang isang paa ay nakayapak na sa hukay. Gayunpaman, magkaisa tayo. Buong sambayan ng Pilipino. Bukang liwayway na puno ng pag-asa ay muling tatamasin. Samahan ng taimtim na panalangin, sabay-sabay nating puksain ang salot na COVID-19.
Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Office of the Governor of Pampanga, Provincial Government of Pampanga, DepEd Division of Schools of Pampanga, at CLTV 36.
Super
Good day, Super K teens. I'm Sir Franz Espinoza from San Vicente National High School, and I will be your guide in today's science adventure and exploration. You are watching Super K Telescuela. I am very excited to give you the rundown of the segments in this Telescuela episode entitled Differentiating Dispersion, Scattering, Interference, and Diffraction. Segment 1 is Pre-Assessment Activity. Segment 2 is Citing Evidences showing electron can behave like waves. Segment 3 is Differentiating Dispersion, Scattering, Interference, and Diffraction. We will also explain various light phenomena. Let's go, Super K teens, and let's start the exploration only here at Super K Telescuela. This episode was designed to you, Super K teens. It contains activities that will help you define and give you an idea about dispersion, scattering, interference, and diffraction. Likewise, you are expected to accomplish the following objectives. First, cite evidences showing electron can behave like waves. Second, differentiate dispersion, scattering, interference, and diffraction. And lastly, explain various light phenomena. Read the pre-assessment activities. Answer the following by identifying them as true or false. Select the letter of the best answer from among the given choices. 1. Under which type of light do we easily get sunburned? A. Infrared. B. Microwave light. C. Ultraviolet light. D. White light. 2. Who formulated the hypothesis that electron, being a particle, has wave-like characteristics? A. Albert Einstein. B. Louis de Broglie. C. Max Planck. D. Niels Bohr. 3. Which property of light is responsible for white clouds, blue sky, and red sunset? A. Dispersion. B. Scattering. C. Interference. D. Diffraction. 4. What natural occurrence is produced by the refraction of light as it travels between hot and cold air? A. Mirage. B. Miride. C. Virtual image. D. Real image. 5. Which of the following situations exemplifies the dispersion property of light? A. The image of the flower in a mirror. B. The sparkling glow of the diamond ring. C. The swaying movement of coin underwater. D. The rainbow in the sky after the rain shower. 6. Explain when can diffraction of light occur. A. When photons oscillate in certain directions are absorbed, while others that oscillate in line with the filter pass through. B. When light strikes the boundary between substances at an angle greater than the critical angle. C. When waves spread and bend as they pass through small openings or around barriers. D. When two or more waves overlapped or intersect. 7. What effect does interference of light waves have on soap bubbles? A. They become larger. B. They become heavier. C. They produce different colors at the surface. D. They produce images of objects like a mirror. 8. After a rainstorm, a rainbow may appear in the sky. Which statement explains this observation? A. When the incident light is reflected by the ground towards the clouds, it separates them into different colors. B. The white clouds are like prisms which are composed of different colors of the rainbow. C. The colors of the rainbow come from raindrops spread in the atmosphere. D. The raindrops act as prisms separating sunlight into spectrum of colors. Nine. What light phenomenon shows bending of light as it passes through an opening or an obstacle? A. Diffraction. B. Interference. C. Reflection. D. Refraction. 10. What type of waves cancel out each other? A. Constructive waves. B. Destructive waves. C. Composing waves. D. Decomposing waves. 11. What was the experiment conducted by Albert Einstein? A. Compton effect. B. Germer experiment. C. Photoelectric effect experiment. D. Planck's radiation law. 12. What describes the collision between a photon and an electron? A. Compton effect. B. Germer experiment. C. Photoelectric effect experiment. D. Planck's radiation law. 13. What was the equation derived from the model of atom formulated by Erwin Schrödinger? A. Planck's constant. B. Hertz constant. C. Wave functions. D. Compton equation. 14. Who was the scientist who showed that light as a form of electromagnetic wave? A. Compton. B. Davison. C. Einstein. D. Planck. 15. Who was the scientist that proposed electrons and other discrete particles have a wave-like property? A. Bohr. B. Compton. C. Davison. D. de Broglie. What about giving yourself 3 claps for the correct answers you made? Previously, you have learned that light behaves as a wave and as a particle. You also have learned that light bounces back on a smooth surface. Light bending. You also have learned that photographers use red light because it has lesser energy, and ultraviolet light can cause sunburn because it has a high energy. In this lesson, you will learn about a French physicist, Louis de Broglie, who was fascinated with the idea of light as a wave and a particle. He suggested that if waves can act as a particle, then other particles may also act as a wave. The quantum theory was proposed by Max Planck in 1900. Quantum theory describes that light emits energy in discrete packets called quantum. Upon the proposal of this theory, other scientists gained interest on the study of the electron's wave-like properties. Look at the timeline shown on your screen to see the contributions of different scientists on the idea that electrons also behave like waves, just like light. In 1900, Max Planck formulated and discovered the Planck's constant. It leads to the discovery of the Planck's radiation law. In 1905, Albert Einstein showed light as a form of electromagnetic wave. Hence, photoelectric effect experiment. In 1922, Arthur Holly Compton, the observations of the Compton effect, or the collision between a photon and an electron. Compton effect was only observed if light had a wave-like duality. In 1924, Louis de Broglie proposed that electrons and other discrete particles have a wave-like property such as wavelength and frequency. In 1927, Clinton Davison and Lester Germer conducted the Davison-Germer experiment. This experiment established the wave nature of electrons. In 1928, Niels Bohr announced the complementary relation between wave aspects and particle aspects of the same phenomenon. Upon the observations of some scientists that electrons are considered to have a wave-like nature, other scientists gain interest into it. Let's answer this activity. Complete the table shown on your screen. Write your answers in your activity notebook. Here are the correct answers. You're doing great, Super K teens! When we return, you will get to see segment 2 only here at Super K Teleskwela.
Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Office of the Governor of Pampanga, Provincial Government of Pampanga, DepEd Division of Schools of Pampanga, at CLTV 36. Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Office of the Governor of Pampanga, Provincial Government of Pampanga, DepEd Division of Schools of Pampanga, at CLTV 36.
Batang Kapampangan, Super K!
When a beam of light passes through a medium, the medium splits the white light into different components. This is called dispersion. When white light passes through a prism, it disperses into a band of different colors. This group of colors obtained from the dispersion of light is called a spectrum. Dispersion of light in a prism results in the formation of a spectrum. Scattering is a process in which light gets deflected by the tiny particles in the medium through which the light passes. Here, the light is not split into its constituent colors. Rather, the incident beam of light just gets redirected after being struck by the atmospheric particles. The scattering of light as a light beam passes through a colloid is called Tyndall effect. Diffraction is the slight bending of light as it passes around the edge of an object. The amount of bending depends on the relative size of the wavelength of light to the size of the opening. If the opening is much larger than the light's wavelength, the bending will be almost unnoticeable. However, if the two are closer in size or equal, the amount of bending is considerable and easily seen with the naked eye. The phenomenon that occurs when two waves meet while traveling along the same medium is called interference. It happens when combined light waves travel in the same medium at the same time. The net effect of combination of two wave trains are overlapping with each other. Super K teens, read the following light phenomena. Let's check your understanding. Define the following light phenomena. 1. Halo. 2. Sandog. 3. Rainbow. 4. Reflection. 5. Mirage. For our post-assessment activity, select the letter of the best answer from among the given choices. Write your answers in your activity notebook. 1. What light phenomenon shows bending of light as it passes through an opening or an obstacle? A. Diffraction. B. Interference. C. Reflection. D. Refraction. 2. What type of waves cancel out each other? A. Constructive waves. B. Destructive waves. C. Composing waves. D. Decomposing waves. 3. What was the experiment conducted by Albert Einstein? A. Compton effect. B. Germer experiment. C. Photoelectric effect experiment. D. Planck's radiation law. 4. Under which type of light do we easily get sunburned? A. Infrared. B. Microwave light. C. Ultraviolet light. D. White light. 5. Who formulated the hypothesis that electron, being a particle, has wave-like characteristics? A. Albert Einstein. B. Louis de Broglie. C. Max Planck. D. Niels Bohr. 6. Which property of light is responsible for white clouds, blue sky, and red sunset? A. Dispersion. B. Scattering. C. Interference. D. Diffraction. 7. What natural occurrence is produced by the refraction of light as it travels between hot and cold air? A. Mirage. B. Myriad. C. Virtual image. D. Real image. 8. Which of the following situations exemplifies the dispersion property of light? A. The image of the flower in a mirror. B. The sparkling glow of the diamond ring. C. The swaying movement of coin underwater. D. The rainbow in the sky after the rain shower. 9. Explain when can diffraction of light occur. A. When photons oscillate in certain directions are absorbed, while others that oscillate in line with the filter pass through. B. When light strikes the boundary between substances at an angle greater than the critical angle. C. When waves spread and bend as they pass through small openings or around barriers. D. When two or more waves overlap or intersect. 10. What effect does interference of light waves have on soap bubbles? A. They become larger. B. They become heavier. C. They produce different colors at the surface. D. They produce images of objects like a mirror. 11. After a rainstorm, a rainbow may appear in the sky. Which statement explains this observation? A. When the incident light is reflected by the ground towards the clouds, it separates them into different colors. B. The white clouds are like prisms which are composed of different colors of the rainbow. C. The colors of the rainbow come from raindrops spread in the atmosphere. D. The raindrops act as prisms separating sunlight into spectrum of colors. 12. What describes the collision between a photon and an electron? A. Compton effect. B. Germer experiment. C. Photoelectric effect experiment. D. Planck's radiation law. 13. What was the equation derived from the model of atom formulated by Erwin Schrödinger? A. Planck's constant. B. Hertz's constant. C. Wave functions. D. Compton equation. 14. Who was the scientist who showed that light as a form of electromagnetic wave? A. Compton. B. Davison. C. Einstein. D. Planck. 15. Who was the scientist that proposed electrons and other discrete particles have a wave-like property? A. Bohr, B. Compton, C. Davison, D. de Broglie. Here are the correct answers. Good job, Super K teens! And that ends our Super K Telescuela episode for today. Again, I am Sir Franz Nico Espinosa from San Vicente National High School. See you next week!
Super K, Super K, may eskwela para sa kinabukasan. Super K, Super K, karunungan at kabutihan asal, kagalingan, karangalan, kausayan, batang Kapampangan, Super K.
Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Office of the Governor of Pampanga, Provincial Government of Pampanga, DepEd Division of Schools of Pampanga, at CLTV 36.
레츠비 들리버리
Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Office of the Governor of Pampanga, Provincial Government of Pampanga, DepEd Division of Schools of Pampanga, at CLTV 36.
Super K, Super K, may eskwela para sa kinabukasan. Super K, Super K, karunungan at kabutihan asal, kagalingan,
and blessed morning, Super K teens. I am your host, Teacher Liza. Today, I will take you to another fun and learning journey in our Super K Telescuela. For this special episode, all you need to do is sit and watch as I gradually unfold all the activities which you will surely enjoy while learning at the same time. For today, we are going to have a deeper understanding of teenage relationships, including the acceptable and unacceptable expressions of attractions and the proper way of showing love and commitment. Let's go, teens! It's time to start your learning adventures here at the Super K Telescuela. As you perform each learning activity, get hold of your modules, paper, and pencil. Well, are you now ready to accomplish your first learning task? If so, listen well as we flash on the screen the activity you need to answer. On your answer sheet, I want you to write true if the statement is correct and false if it is incorrect. Number 1. Emotional intelligence refers to the ability to identify and manage one's emotion as well as the emotion of others. Number 2. Empathy helps us care about others, build good friendship and relationship. Number 3. Keeping a journal when trying to improve self-awareness is a gimmick, not a tool. 4. When one experiences anger or other strong emotions, slowing down can help examine her actions. 5. Being aware of your emotions cannot improve your emotional quotient. 6. Being aware of how others feel can improve one's emotional quotient. Number 7. If we can't develop our IQ, adults will act like kids. 8. You know that you are stressed if you feel at ease and without any worry at all. 9. Aggressive response is behaving aggressively by asking what you want or saying how you feel in a threatening, sarcastic, or humiliating way that may offend the other person. Number 10. Passive response means not expressing your own needs and feelings or expressing them so weakly that they will not be addressed. Time's up, teens! Let's now check your answers. Well, I am pretty much sure you hit them right and will have a taste of more success if you keep tuned in to Super K Telescuela. Before we go on with our discussion, I have a question for you teens. How does knowing more about attraction, love, and commitment help you become more responsible in a relationship? Perhaps by this time, some, if not most of you, have been into a relationship and somehow had an idea about the question. Bag your answer for a moment, teens, and find out how our topic for today can help you understand and assess yourself and your answer. Are you ready? For clearer understanding, let us first define and dig deeper the following terms: relationship, personal relationships, love, commitment, attraction, and responsibility. Number 1, Relationship is a state of connectedness between people, especially an emotional connection. Number 2, personal relationships are relationships between people, especially those between friends, lovers, and family members. Number 3, love is a strong affection for another, arising out of kinship or personalities. 4, commitment is an act of binding yourself intellectually or emotionally to a course of action and a message that makes a pledge. 5, attraction is the act, power, or property of attracting. Example, attractive quality, magnetic charm, fascination, allurement, or enticement. 6, responsibility is a social force that binds you to the courses of action demanded by that force. It is a form of trustworthiness, the trait of being answerable to someone for something or being responsible for one's conduct. Now, what do we mean by personal relationships? The concept of relationship is very broad and complex. It may refer to close connections between people, formed by emotional bonds and interactions. These bonds often grow from and are strengthened by mutual experiences. Relationships are not static. They are continually evolving, and to fully enjoy and benefit from them, we need skills, information, inspiration, practice, and social support. There are 3 kinds of personal relationships: family, friends, and partnership. The concept of family is an essential component in any discussion of relationships, but this varies greatly from one person to another. The Bureau of Census defines family as 2 or more persons who are related by birth, marriage, or adoption, and who live together as one household. But there are those who don't live with their families and are not even bonded by love. And we have to understand that the roles of family vary across cultures as well as throughout your own lifetime. Some typical characteristics of a family are support, mutual trust, regular interactions, shared beliefs and values, security, and a sense of community. The second kind of personal relationship we have is with your friends. Friendship can be thought of as a close tie between people that is often built upon mutual experiences, shared interests, proximity, and emotional bonding. Friends are able to turn to each other in times of need. Note that online friends don't count towards close ties. Research indicates that a large online network isn't really as powerful as having a few close, real-life friends. Romantic partnerships, including marriage, are close relationships formed between 2 people that are built upon affection, trust, intimacy, and romantic love. We usually experience this kind of relationship with only one person at a time. Did you know that Nicholas Christakis and James Fowler, social network researchers and authors of the book Connected, learned that the average person has about 6 close ties, though some have more and may have only 1 or none. But the truth is, we all have a relationship to maintain, nurture, and protect. When we return, we will try to find out if our way of expressing attraction can lead us to a healthy relationship. So, stay tuned and we will be right back after a short break.
Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Office of the Governor of Pampanga, Provincial Government of Pampanga, DepEd Division of Schools of Pampanga, at CLTV 36.
Nais mo bang makatanggap sa mga programa ng Department of Agriculture? Mag-enroll na sa RSBSA o Registry System for Basic Sectors in Agriculture. Kailangan lang magpunta sa Municipal Agriculture Office na sakop ng inyong sakahan. Puna ng registration form at magdala ng 2x2 pictures, valid ID at katibayan ng pagmamay-ari ng lupang sinasaka. Matapos nito ay tanggapin ng iyong RSBSA enrollment stub upang maging kwalipikado sa lahat ng programa ng kagawaran.
Sa panahon ng krisis, napakahalagang tayo ay may akses sa tamang impormasyon. Mula nang itatag ang CLTV36 noong 2007, ang layunin namin ay ang pagsilbihan ang mga mamamayan ng Central Luzon. Dahil sa pagsusumikap ng CLTV36 at lahat ng taong bumubuo ng istasyon na ito para makapaghatid ng napapanahong balita at impormasyon, muli tayong kinilala ng mga mag-aaral mula sa Region 3. Maraming salamat po sa Paragala, the Central Luzon Media Awards 2020 at Holy Angel University Communicators League sa pagkilala ninyo sa amin bilang Best Local Television Station sa ika-4 na pagkakataon. Maraming salamat din po sa aming mga kasamahan sa media na araw-araw ding naghahatid ng balita sa publiko sa kabila ng banta ng pandemya. Nakakataba ng puso ang patuloy na pagsuporta at pagtitiwala nyo sa amin sa CLTV36. Sa ngalan ng kasamahan namin sa media, buong puso pong pinaabot ng CLTV36 ang pasasalamat sa inyo.
Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Office of the Governor of Pampanga, Provincial Government of Pampanga, DepEd Division of Schools of Pampanga, at CLTV36.
Batang Kapampangan Super K!
Welcome back, Super K Teens! Are you now ready to learn more? Let us have our next activity. Flashed on your screen are different ways of expressing attraction. Read and analyze each carefully, and on your answer sheets, I want you to draw a check mark if you think it is acceptable, and an X mark if it is not. Are you ready? Number 1, offer the gift of listening. Number 2, say please and thank you. 3, act as if you can overpower everyone. 4, offer to help someone in need. 5, write a letter or send a card to someone you love. 6. Practice the art of forgiveness. 7. Act weird when you are with your friends. 8. Tell your loved ones how much you love and appreciate them. 9. Stalk a person on social media. And number 10, be obsessed in owning something or someone. And here are the answers. Did you get it all correct? I sure hope you did. Now, we can move on to the next one. Again, statements will be flashed on your screen. Draw a heart after each statement which you think is a sign of a healthy relationship. If you think the statement does not promote healthy relationship, just leave it blank. Ready? Number 1. You can express your opinion without fear or dread. 2. Your partner tries to control how you spend money. 3. Each person takes responsibility for their own actions. Number 4. Your partner supports you and your choices, even if he or she disagrees with you. 5. You respect and encourage each other. 6. You are able to make your own decisions about spending your money without worrying about your partner's reaction. 7. You feel isolated from friends and family. 8. You give each other space to study or hang out with friends or family. Number 9. Your partner tries to control how you spend time and who you hang out with. And number 10. You and your partner can make decisions fairly together. Here are the answers. How did you find the activity? With the kind of relationship that you have right now, do you think you are doing your own share to maintain a healthy connection? Relationships, regardless of kind, is always a progress and involves a deeper sense of connection with each other. There would have to be a good reason, and it is important that we understand as well the very purpose why God allowed us to be, in one way or another, be connected. It is a two-way process, as they say, a give and take lane. As you grow, you will also discover that you become more mature and responsible in handling relationships. There is no need to fear, so much so if the relationship you want to establish with other people is bounded by love. So, how did you find our lesson for today, teens? I hope you enjoyed our discussions as much as I did. And for your last activity, I want you to write a reflection about your personal relationships. Why do you think are they important? And how do you intend to keep your relationships strong and healthy? Write your answer in your notebook. Congratulations, Super Teens! You really did well in this episode. Just before we end our teleskwela, I want you to remember this little thought about love. They say that falling in love is as addicting as cocaine or nicotine. Dopamine, a chemical that is released during the initial attraction stage of the relationship, is also activated during cocaine and nicotine intake. It gives you that rush of pleasure and happiness that makes those drugs so addicting. It also enhances the release of testosterone, which is essential for attraction. I suppose falling in love would be the safer drug of choice if you had to choose between the three. Well, that wraps up today's lesson. Did you enjoy our session today, teens? I do hope that you learned a lot from your learning adventure. How about giving yourself a thumbs up? Again, this is Teacher Lisa. Please tune in again next time for another learning journey with Super K Teleskwela. Till then, happy viewing!
Super K, Super K, teleskwela para sa kinabukasan. Super K, Super K, karunungan at kabutihang asal, kagalingan, karangalan, kausayan, batang Kapampangan, Super K.
Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Office of the Governor of Pampanga, Provincial Government of Pampanga, DepEd Division of Schools of Pampanga, at CLTV 36.